Hey everyone, welcome back to JP's Budget Collecting and the whatever report actually sort of on schedule. Simon's behind schedule, I guess. But for the most part, I was actually on schedule here on a Sunday or on a Saturday, which is the new whatever report night. When I do it on a Saturday and not on a Monday or something else. Yeah, so welcome to the Whatever Report, where most weeks I ramble for 45 minutes to an hour, and that's probably what's going to be happening this week. I'll just tell you out front, I don't really have even less of an agenda than normal. Let's shout out this chat. We got a few people already popping in here. We had Unruly in here tailgating. We'll see. I'm sure he'll be back probably in a few minutes. Excuse me. Planet Arizona is in the house. What is going on, my friend? Welcome. Thank you for joining me, brother. Excuse me. I got to trying to get the hiccups or something. Brother John, what is happening? Comics and Bud, welcome. You were late for the claim sale. I haven't done a claim sale for a while. I actually have some stuff I need to move. And one of the things I'm going to talk about is I'm going to have a box coming back from CGC either maybe as soon as Monday. We'll see. Sometimes it's in Kansas City, which for most packages means Monday. But for signature stuff, CGC boxes sometimes can mean it sits there for a couple of days. Nice. I'm glad you had a good day. You guys had a successful food drive. That is awesome. Way to good job on you and everyone that contributed and was a part of that. That is awesome that you guys had a good day. So we're hanging out on a Saturday. We're giving it a try with the dog in the room, so I may have to leave at some point because he's just laying there sleeping at the moment. We'll see how long that lasts. So I got a few things going on to talk about, but not much really. The last thing I had come in, you guys saw, was on the Whatever Report last week. I did the unboxing with George. Hey J Hood, what is going on, my friend? What are you working on tonight? I assume you're drawing while listening, so that's usually the case. So that's the last thing I had come in. I'd already seen Doctor Strange. I talked about that last week. I talked about Moon Knight already. We're sort of don't really have something. I haven't really read anything this week. This was a weird kind of week, work-wise and otherwise. For me, not necessarily bad, just kind of weird. It was just kind of a weird week. It was a long week, even though it was a short week. I actually had Monday off. So we get Truman Day in Missouri, so that was fun and nice to have an extra day. Painting TIE Fighter. Nice. That is awesome. Well, that is cool. Very cool, my friend. Very cool. So we're just kind of hanging out. I already covered I didn't even click on that comment. Really, you're ridiculous, my friend. You are ridiculous. So I don't remember what I was going to say. I don't know how long this is going to go. I really don't have that much to talk about. Again. Oh Lord, this is going to go down a rabbit hole. So I should have a CGC unboxing sometime this week. I don't know when that's going to be. I can already tell you guys that I'm not going to this will not be a blind unboxing. It was supposed to be, and they sent me the thing, and I looked at it, and I was like, I went to look because they sent it it shipped last Monday, and or maybe Tuesday, I guess technically it shipped, and it always takes forever to it leaves Tampa and then doesn't show up forever. So I went to check it yesterday. No, was it yesterday or Thursday? Thursday. It was Thursday night because it was I'd gotten done with a day-long meeting and just and I clicked, instead of clicking the shipping thing to see where the the tracking was, I clicked um uh the order and it popped up and I didn't see all 10 grades, but I saw multiple grades and I was like, oh, you dummy. So I know what a couple of them are, but we'll get to that when I actually have the unboxing. So it will not be a pure blind unboxing. I do know a few of the grades. Hey, blue collar Dan, what is going on? Freudian typo level. It was just like I was just like, oh, I wonder if it's like showed up in Kansas City because I thought it might come today, and if it did, I wanted to make sure I was, or I thought maybe like it would come Friday or today, and I wanted to know if I need to be home on Friday. So I checked it Thursday night, and I clicked the wrong thing, and it was like, oh, there they are. Oh, you dummy. So anyway, yeah. What his weekly pickup was. Yeah. So LCGC unboxing coming. Where's the? I can show you guys the list. Where is the list? It's here somewhere. Oh yeah. So this was unboxing. I sent to Jimmy, or books I sent to Jimmy, the Geek Aficionado, just right before Christmas, around the 1st of December. Some of them were books that had been part of that order that got damaged going to CGC. Some of them were additional books. So this was the order. These will be the books coming in. DC Comics Presents, Silk One, the Stacey Lee variant. These were both books that got corner crunched that he was trying to repair for me. Silk 2 second print, that's a sale book. Justice League 31, that's a sale book. Got a Thunder 25, that's another corner crunch book that we sent back. The 2 copies of Thor #2, which would be good to have those. One of those is mine. One of those will be to sell. Have that back to sell before Thor comes out. Or one of those, was it just those 3 that I resent? I don't remember. Maybe. Hawkeye #1, but boy, I timed that way wrong of sending that in because everybody's off Kate Bishop already. It's like, oh, she's old news. There's an Invincible Iron Man #1 and then a Catwoman, and then those were my predictions pre having impressed them. So we'll see what happens. So that will be sometime this week. The other thing I have scheduled for this week that's not like the weekend stuff is we are finally we kicked off season 3 of the indie show last week with another Black Hammer. And Wednesday, we're going to be finally diving in to Sandman. We are doing the first 8 issues, the first trade. I can tell you right now that I have not read this yet. Actually, I'll probably start on this tonight after the show. Is probably my plan tonight or tomorrow night. I will start in on this. The show's not till Wednesday, so looking forward to finally diving in to Sandman. So that will be awesome. I have to decide. And really, since he's got some Thor, I'll decide once I get those back and get a few of those moved. I'll decide what I want to do next. Do I send more books to CGC? Do I send books to CBCS? TJ will be mad at me. But more importantly, what do I send next? And then, which I haven't really decided yet. And then, who am I going to get to press? Because I don't have a presser at the moment. I have a couple leads on some people that some people have recommended to me, but I don't know who I'm going to try to use as a presser going forward because the 2 people that have pressed for me in the past aren't really doing it anymore. So at least not for community members and that kind of stuff. So I don't know what I'm going to do there. But I do need to get some books pressed. And do I send them some books? I did hear that CGC was not having on-site grading at C2E2 this time, which is a little disappointing because I was thinking about getting some books signed and slabbed by Frizen and maybe some other people there, and that's not going to happen this year. So I don't know. I don't know what I'll do, what I'll send, and that kind of stuff. Yes, Sandman, I know is excited. He will be joining me. Comic Books NYC Kavi will be joining me, and Jennifer, Comics Will Break Your Heart, are going to be the crew for Sandman. I am looking forward to starting that discussion on Wednesday. Other things going on. So those are the two shows. There should be a Cash or Trash tomorrow. I have not started doing any of that yet. I haven't even looked at either list. I don't think Tom's video's out yet. And I haven't even looked at the CBSI list this weekend. So I may do that afterward before I start reading Sandman. We'll see. Try to get some of that done. So I'm prepared to do Cash or Trash tomorrow. But that'll be going on tomorrow. We're going to be doing D&D tomorrow night. And yeah, that's the stuff. I feel like I probably should try to do something else, but if I get a CGC unboxing this week and that kind of stuff, I need to do another top 10. I need to, I literally have a Let's Collect ready to go, other than recording and editing, and actually building it. And I don't know, it's been ready for I've had all the info for a couple weeks, and it's probably been more than a couple weeks, and I just haven't ever done it. Planet is excited about Sandman. I'm excited to it. I've never read it. Well, that's the whole point of the show. And but yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I've heard so many good things from so many different people whose taste I usually like in. Oh, excuse me. Oh. And so who usually have similar tastes to me. So I'm looking forward to it. Other stuff going on. Yeah, I don't know. The week after, I actually have a blank. I don't have an indie show scheduled for the week after. I'm thinking about doing something a little different, and I don't know that it'll work. I may try to get at least one person to join me, but I got a one shot that John had sent me here, and I'll pull it down because this is what I'm thinking about. And I'm thinking about starting reading that week. I don't currently have one scheduled. It's picking a night, and maybe I'll have John join me just to have at least one other person for sure, and discussing Alienated, and maybe doing it in a little different format than I typically do the indie show. Maybe do a couple of poll questions, have you read it? Are you, and do some stuff in a few days leading up to, maybe starting with next week's whatever report. And I don't know, I'm trying to the indie show doesn't get a ton of views, which is fine. I don't really, it's for me and discussing with people in the community, but I'd like to find a way to maybe involve the chat a little more, make it more of a, particularly for one shots, make it more of a discussion with the chat. Allow the chat to participate a little bit in some of these, so that it's. And I'm not sure exactly how best to do that, but I would like to get a little more interaction. Let's see. I made one video in 5 weeks because NBA basketball is doing that. Hey, the playoffs have been pretty good. I will get to some. That brings me to something that I have been doing the last couple of days. Gifted, Sublime, Brutally Horrible for sure. Tiago, the PD, what's going on? Just completing my Sandman run. Nice, congratulations. That's awesome. I'm looking forward to diving into it. That is awesome. Hello and welcome to the channel. Awesome that you found it through Ohana. Great member of this community. Planetary is still your favorite. I actually thought Sandman was your favorite, so there you go. Completing any run is so satisfying, but particularly a run like that of just a really classic run. That is amazing. Well done. So back to what I was saying is, so I'm going to read Alienated. This is one John recommended. He actually sent me this trade when he sent me that AOK this spring. The crazy AOK he sent me that I still need to pay him back for. I have a plan. I just haven't been able to execute it yet. He's not in the chat right now, so that should be okay. I just see a post. I got an alert. My favorite new series is a new video just launched. Bear Island Comics. his Pennyworth FC video. I don't know why I love those. Maybe just because Bear's my friend, but those are so. I find those super entertaining. Yeah, planetary, another read through, global frequency. Yeah, I didn't really tell that. Yeah, it just popped up on my thing. So I have to watch that. Now I know what I'm actually doing first after this is go and watch my friend Bear Island's video. So I don't know. I'm trying to think of a way to maybe get encourage more chat participation, because usually it's just us talking and I'll click on a few comments and maybe like trying to figure out a way to like get the chat more involved and maybe post a few things beforehand for a few days before and see if I can get some feedback on some of these. Yeah, so I may try to do something like that with Alienated. I haven't actually. I threw John's name out there, like, because he's usually up for anything, and he sent me this. But I may try to get him. I may try to get a couple of guests, but I would like to try to figure out a way to maybe just get the chat a little more involved in the indie show and participating and asking questions or making comments and like having a discussion with the chat as much as with the crew on a few of these. So we'll see where that's gonna go. I don't know. I do not know. So that's just a thought. But yeah, otherwise, I need to make my Midtown order for July. I know I started noticing the solicitations coming out for August, which means that's usually when it's like, oh yeah, I need to go on and make my July order. I am part of the reason have not made my July order yet is because did I write it down? Actually, did I even write down a address? I usually write like when I look, because I've looked through it once. January. I don't know if I actually wrote down April order. So right now I only have 15 books in my July order, which is awesome. But I'm thinking about cutting even more, which is like, yeah, have Batgirls, which is just super entertaining to me. Batman 125, which is the start of the Zerdisky run, so I'm super excited about that. There's a White Knight presents Red Hood. One shot that I'm going to grab. Of course, I'm going to grab the Catwoman Prison Tech. Nightwing. I actually, right now, I have the A and B cover for Nightwing. I forget what the B cover is. That maybe you want that. Poison Ivy 2. I have tried very hard to not buy every freaking variant of Poison Ivy #1. There was a Sozumaki, there's a ton of amazing variants for that have been like tempting me over and over again. What's going on? 19 Chahiba, 1975. I don't have no idea if I pronounced that right, but welcome. I'm glad you are here and hanging out. Jurassic League was excellent. I couldn't bring myself to do Jurassic League. Jay Hood still talking about Planetary. That's one that's on the list. I just have not. I got so many I got to get to. It's just crazy. So you saw on John's thing. I'll talk about it again a little bit at the end. I like to put it. I'll put up some spoilers or whatever. I'll talk about that at the end. But my debate is whether or not I continue with ASM, because I pre-order, so I have to pre-order way out. So this is going to be issues 7 and 8. So I have the first 6 issues of this new run, and I've only read one of them, and I am just like, I'm so frustrated with the way Marvel is handling Peter, the way who they gave him to. This new series started off like garbage, in my opinion. I'm just, yeah. People asking about Grimm. I didn't get in on because I pre-order everything. I didn't, like, when I pre-ordered, I didn't grab a copy of Grimm. I probably should have, especially because there's a Fire Frison cover and there's a Fire Jay Lee cover. I probably should go try to grab them. I don't know what they're doing on the secondary market, because they'll probably take off like Something's Killing. I know they're trying to push it. Boom is trying to push it like is the next kind of Something is Killing the Children. It'll be curious to see if it works. If the story is good enough that people start to go for it. I'll be interesting to see what people think of Grimm. I'd love to hear anybody that has read Grimm give a review, and I have not heard any reviews yet. Mainly because I've sort of been disengaged the last few days because of work stuff. But so I really overall, I'm kind of with Unruly. Like, I'll talk about it briefly. You don't have to wait. I'll just when Billion Genies was interesting. Yeah, I didn't. That was one I hadn't heard anybody talking about. But John showed that one this morning that he got a Frisian cover, and I was like, "Ooh, that's a cool cover." And I didn't really get into that, but so I'll talk briefly about Doctor Strange. I'm going to try to avoid spoilers, in case people haven't seen it. I didn't hate it. I actually enjoyed it while I was in the theater. I was disappointed at the direction they took with the villain. I was disappointed they didn't use the multiverse more effectively. I felt like they underutilized that aspect of it, that they could have had alternate versions play a bigger role in affecting and maybe even being the villain. So from that perspective, like, I think what they did worked pretty well. I think they executed what they were doing well. Some of it was very creepy. Like the horror aspects, I thought actually worked well. I was just disappointed in the direction the story took, and it kind of limited it for me. Overall, but I enjoyed it. But I have no real desire to go back. Like immediately. Like I'll probably see it again, but I have no desire to go right back. And so that automatically means it's pretty far. It's so it's mid pack or lower. I think 7.75 is where I've kind of settled. I probably really need to see it again before I could really tell you for sure what my grade is. So that's not a terrible score, but it's just not. It wasn't great. This is true. This is true. They're pushing Grimm. They were pushing Grimm early, so he's telling me to order ASM. I'm so pissed. Like we had this discussion last week too. I am so pissed at the direction ASM is going. I just I'm tired of the same blanking story, and this one doesn't even feel like it's being told well. I realize it's one issue. And I know people get mad when you change anything, but I don't need another Pete messed up, and now everyone who loves him hates him. Because that's not how it's. No, like, they can be mad at him. They shouldn't hate him. And we went from the previous issue, him just recovering from injury, and him and MJ together and in love, to suddenly she won't speak to him. She's with some dude and has children. Like, what? And even Aunt May is just like, well, you're just a giant disappointment, but I still love you. Like, what? It was terrible. And it just frustrated the crap out of me. Sort of. That's all I'm gonna say. Sort of. If you're thinking like true Marvel zombies, that is not what this is. I'm just gonna tell you that. Hey Louis, what is going on? I go back to why that was given away in the trailers. There was no need, no more. Again, that's a bit of a spoiler. No more role than they played. Why was that needed? Why did they give that away? Just really, I know they got me started on it again because I'm talking about my Midtown order and whether or not I include ASM for July, because I've already pre-ordered through June, so I already have through issue 6 of this run pre-ordered. And like, do I pre-order ASM for July. And gosh golly, I got a bunch of pages. Yeah, those are all the pages of previous orders since I've switched to mid down. Because when I lost my comic shop. But I currently only have 15 books in my order for May. No indies at the moment. I've been kind of avoiding buying indies and just trying to wait and see what's good and do the trades. Apparently it is. But you think about it, there's been some crappy stories over the years. That's a comment still about Doctor Strange. Yeah, and I feel like the only way I just don't understand why they refuse to use. I don't know if you're talking about Doctor Strange or ASM at this point, but I just don't understand why Marvel refuses to use one of their better writers on ASM. I don't know who this Zeb Wells person is. Supposedly he's written novels or something. I don't know, but I was not impressed on his tryout in the Beyond run, and I thought this first issue was horrible. The Green Goblin webhead autograph ASM #1. I'm still waiting. No, I did not. I've been trying to really cut back on variants and stuff. Although I have a few coming in over the next couple of months that you guys are gonna be like, oh, you. But and interestingly enough, it's 1 in 25s and stuff that I pre-ordered, which, as opposed to store variants. Every year in the spring, I get a wild hair. It seems like. Because I hadn't bought a store variant since about this time last year. And every year around this time, I get a wild hair and I order some variants, store variants, something. And I did that again this year, except it was 1 in 25s that are coming up. It's like, why? I don't know. See, that's the way I've always been. If I was actively reading comics, I bought and read ASM. Always. So to drop it is such a huge step, but I don't know. I mean, it's well within my number. My number is 20. It's not like I'm I need to drop it for something else, but I also kind of don't want to support it. If they're going to give us crap, why support it? Reread Books of Magic this morning. I've never read those books. Who are those by? It's been a long time since I reread Potter. Probably 6 or 7 years. Neil Gaiman's Books of Magic. Okay. I don't know anything about those. And really to stick with it, it'll get better. It's JR. And this storyline already has me pissed off. Because I feel like I've read it 19 times. That's the problem, is there appears to be no originality. And they had to the one thing I enjoyed about the Spencer run was that he put them back together and got rid of this stupid One More Day crap or whatever the hell it was, where they split them apart for no reason other than Marvel was convinced that they couldn't make him happy or have a relationship, which make him an adult and have a relationship. Well, now he's an adult loser is what they've made him. And I'm tired of loser Peter Parker in terms of not a functional person. That annoys me. He's one of the smartest people on the planet. He should be functional. It doesn't mean he doesn't have hard times. Everybody has hard times. Functional adults have hard times that are and you could still have them have a hard time. There was no reason to break them up. It's not like you were going to, they didn't de-age him. They did that in Ultimate Spider-Man, which was fantastic. And they have Miles now, and they have Glenn, who's younger. They don't need to de-age him. He can be an adult dealing with these issues. And it freaking, see, I'm back on a rant about ASM. I don't want to, it doesn't deserve this much attention, is how bad it is. Don't let crap get between you and your wallet. Yeah. All right. You have a good weekend too, Planet, for sure. Yeah. Let's see here. Well, Sony is going to, they're keeping Spider-Man, unless Sony Pictures sells, they're not letting Marvel get Spider-Man back. So you might as well tell good stories. Yeah, I have all the High Republic stuff. That's one of the series I may send a bunch of them. That may be something I send several of those to CGC in my next submission. We'll see. It'll be interesting if we get an announcement for that. What, next weekend? Yeah, next weekend. Is that when the Star Wars celebration is out in Anaheim? I think it's next weekend. Brandon JB is the best. Really? Is that really what you guys come here for? Is to me rant? Probably. Is that what I need more of my channels? Would my channel explode if I just did more rants? If I did like short rant videos? JP's annoyed about like a focused rant video every week. I don't really want to be that guy. I'm not like, I don't feel like that's my demeanor in real life. I feel like I'm actually a fairly pleasant, happy-go-lucky guy. Like not Mr. Angry all the time. Good for you. I did not. I have gotten second or third copies of a few of some of the keys, but yeah. Obi-Wan is coming next 2 weeks, right? 27th? Yeah. So actually, and that may be the weekend of celebration. Maybe not next weekend, but the weekend after. Now that you say that, because Obi-Wan doesn't come out till the 27th. So I just, yeah, and maybe it's because I've matured and I'm an adult now that I want to see, like, I'm ready for Peter to grow up and not just be, Peter's broke. He doesn't have a job. His whole family hates him, or all his loved ones are mad at him and hate him. And like, I've seen this story. I'm tired of him mining the same territory. Nah, just be genuine. There are plenty of like fake ranters out there for it. I am very excited for Obi-Wan. I need to talk to, I need to talk to my sister and see if we didn't do it for Moon Knight because he didn't really know anything about Moon Knight and he wasn't, and my sister initially was like, I don't even know if my nephew's watched Moon Knight yet, probably because he usually gets to watch everything eventually. And it really didn't turn out to be that scary any more so than a regular Marvel thing. No, definitely less so than Doctor Strange, and I would almost bet money that he's already seen Doctor Strange. I should have asked my sister. Well, I need to ask her and see if we're gonna, Aiden and I are gonna bring back A&J reviews for Obi-Wan, or if he wants to do something for Doctor Strange. We haven't really talked about it, so like, and I was fine with that. The one where he was running the company and like, I was okay with him being like, I get that he can't be too successful. Like, where's the drama? You got to have some drama, but I think you can have some drama. Like the drama is in what he's doing, and you can, just because I know people complain Superman's boring because like, this is poor writing. Like Superman can be super interesting. Peter Parker with a wife and a kid can be super interesting, written well. You don't have to just tell the same damn story over and over again. And that's my frustration. Like I love the character. And yeah. And then there was like I heard there was something I saw that like they were bringing back Gwen again or something, like his Gwen for like a clone or something. It was like, oh God, shoot me now. I just, yeah. I don't know if that's true or not. I just seen something like an image and it was like, wait, is they really doing that? Ugh. Like Invincible. this is fairly close to my opinion on Doctor Strange. I talked about it in depth last week, or I gave a spoiler. I have not done spoilers. I talked about it briefly tonight, and it's just I enjoyed it. I thought for what they decided to do, they pulled it off pretty well. I just would have made different choices. That like the villain choice for me, and basically making that villain somewhat irredeemable at this point, bothered me. I think there were better, and I think they underutilized the multiverse. And I think if they'd used the multiverse for the villain, and then put our versions into a kind of a decision point, I think it would have been a better movie. Personal preference. And he's like 20 issues of fun to also. I mean, at least I don't know. Maybe I'm just old and bitter. Yeah, maybe I have too high of expectations. I don't know. Yeah, and that was different, and so the Gwen series that had 2 issues in 2020 is coming back. That's all I heard. That would be nice. Although this Gwenverse thing has been terrible. Well, I only read the first issue. The first issue was so bad I didn't even read the second issue, and then I stopped pulling it. Hey, Dre, what is going on? My dog has woken up. He was sleeping through the first 37 minutes of this. We'll see if he stays quiet or if I have to give him the boot here to finish up. So he's over there staring at me now. So I may have to. Yeah, we got aggressively in the house. Yeah, I think they could have also went that direction. Someone like anyway, I try not to. I realize it's been over a week, but still try not to give the spoilers out front. But yeah, that choice sort of put a cap on how much I was going to enjoy that movie, and it just kind of became a mid-pack Marvel movie for me. So, all right, he's about to start barking. So 1 minute, and I will be right back. All right. So yeah, so I just gave him a treat and locked him out of the room. So there you go. Like I don't even like that. Anyway, I can't like I'm trying not to do full spoilers. So and just overall, it was not as good as I think it. I think it came very close. It could have come with just a little bit of a different decision and a better use of the multiverse concept. I think it could have been a much better movie. That's just me. But I do think like a lot of the scenes, given the choice they made, a lot of the scenes and the way they did this, some of it was really, really well done. So there you go. Vampirella Strikes. There you go. Jurassic League. I am not reading Jurassic League. Contemplates reading Jurassic League. I was no interest in that. Maybe it's really good. I have no interest in that. But yeah. But my poll, like even if I stick with ASM right now, my poll for July is only $15, which is kind of crazy. I just have been cutting and not adding stuff lately, and that and I'm trying not to get extra covers. So yeah, I don't know if we'll keep going with ASM. I know they got the August. They're already showing. They got like a couple things coming in August that I'll probably like the Spider-Verse into the Spider-Verse thing that I'll probably pull. I'll be honest, I'm very intrigued by which everybody and their brother, so it won't probably be worth that much because everybody and their brother will be buying it, or it'll be one cover that's like impossible to get. But I'm super intrigued by the Black Cat Spider-Man Night Spider. That was an interesting. I actually thought that was kind of an interesting concept. I think the Craven one is kind of an interesting concept. So we'll see where that goes. So here's my question, and this is a question for you guys. What I've really noticed, and it's a little hit or miss, because on the spec front, because the Illuminati books still went nutso. But overall, I feel like the spike on some of the so it's very weird. Let me rephrase how I'm saying it. I'm seeing a very weird pattern with some of the way the Marvel spec books are moving now, or the Marvel character books. I used to. It hasn't been that long. My limit is 20 books a week. I've never pulled 20 books a week. But like my goal is 20 a month. And like in doing that, I've actually got it down like on some months where I'm way under. I think May, I actually was like trying to figure out how to get it to 20. But July, I'm at like 15 because I cut some things to get it to 20 in A. Oh, have I caught up on Batgirls? I'm caught up with all the ones I've got. Let me see. Did one come out this week? I'm on my in between weeks on Midtown, and yeah. So Batgirl 6 that came out, I think it either came out this last Wednesday or this coming Wednesday, is in my next Midtown order, which won't be here till next weekend. So I only have 2 weeks, and I only have Nightwing, Silk, Batgirls, Catwoman, 4 books in my next Midtown shipment, which is kind of crazy. Yeah, so I'm not caught up with 6 if it's actually out. If it doesn't come out till I'm caught up through 5. 25 was my list this week. Woo. I just can't do it. Well, the only reason I'm able to pull it off is, for the most part, I don't buy indies. I've just kind of cut myself off from buying indie comics because there's too many number ones and stuff I want to try. I just wait for people to tell me what's good, and then I'm going this route. It's really that choice helps so much. And then for the most part, it's stuff that I pull, with a few exceptions, is stuff I'm collecting. Like, my goal is right now I'm still working on volume 2 of Nightwing, because the miniseries, they consider that. I'm working on the Nightwing series. I want to have every issue of Nightwing they've ever, that's going to be my, people collect the whole ASM run. I'm going to collect all the Nightwings is my goal eventually. So I buy Nightwing. Plus, it's also really good right now. But kind of similar with Batgirls, Batman. I'm not going to try to complete Batman, but I want Batman. I collect Batman. Catwoman's kind of the same thing. That's what ASM has been. That's why it's so hard for me to just pull the trigger and drop it. But and then there's other things that I buy to read, but a lot of it is driven by, okay, this is what I collect. And so I'm really just buying issues from the big 2 because that's historically what I've collected. And the indie stuff, I'm just waiting for trades. Well, we'll definitely talk about it next week. I love that series. Like the Batgirl thing, and I know you and I, Louie, are not the target audience for that. That is absolutely a teenage girl target audience. It is just so much fun. It's refreshing. Like all the things that frustrate me about ASM, which is they suck all the fun out of it. It's always like here lately, it's been super depressing. Like that first issue was super depressing. Johnny's mad at him. He won't even talk to his friends. Like they're trying to talk to him and he won't talk to them. MJ's dumped him. Aunt May's disappointed in him. His whole life sucks. He's walking in the rain. He won't even like superhero. Like Batgirls is the antithesis of all of that. They're heroes. They love it, even though they're being blamed for stuff they didn't do. I don't use the app. I just use the website. I've never tried to use their app. So I don't know. And I get that. I've just gone to read them via trades for sure. Yes, for sure. I didn't know if there was anyone other than Bearded that collected Super Pro. So there you go. I will say that is the one thing. Midtown does include bags and boards, which is great, but they are like the cheapest bags and boards. But I've had no problems with shipment. So yeah. I am not, and I heard there was like a really cool like Supergirl Dick Grayson storyline and some other stuff in there, and I have not been reading. I did not pick up World's Finest. Feel like I probably missed out. I may have to go back and circle back to that. That there was some fun in there. Yeah, it's just fun. Batgirls is like, I would recommend, if you're looking for, you have to go in with the right perspective. If you're looking for deep storytelling, like, and not to say that it's like super shallow, but like if you're looking for this, that's not what Batgirls is. I haven't even read this yet, but I know enough to know that's how much. It's just so much fun. These girls are being superheroes. They're having a good time. They're like being teenagers. Cassie and Steph are teenagers at 19, 18, 20 somethings, I guess, maybe even. And they're just so much fun. Yeah. I don't know. Like, he didn't tell. Did he tell jokes? I don't even remember. It just felt. It was just such a like kick in the nuts. I just was like, yeah, that's good. I did have to order the Dan Mora Poison Ivy cover. Like his art is really good. So World's Finest is another bagger. Okay. So you guys are saying I'm gonna have to try to circle back and get the World's Finest stuff. Oh, okay. I thought people were saying that it was like set, at least part of it was set with it was being Dick, but so I don't know. That's interesting. Anyway, yeah, maybe I'll have to circle back to World's Finest then if you guys are recommending it that high. Worst thing is, like, I'm already ordered through May and June. So I mean, I could tentatively maybe add it to July, but I don't know that I want to. I don't know. We'll see what I do with World's Finest. I'll think about that. They definitely jump around it a lot, for sure. So somehow, with my random rambling and my rant about ASM, I've killed almost the full hour. So I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. 50 minutes in. I don't know. You guys got any other subjects you want to talk about before? I got my poll with the second. Okay, so you haven't even got to the second issue. Okay. Yeah. I feel like Spidey should be fun. Like there should be I get the thing, bad things happen to Pete. I get that. They should. But it needs to be a little more well balanced, I guess. Yeah. Oh, all right. Well, Yeah, wants to talk about life. My life at the moment. I don't know. I like one of the other things I've been running into lately is how hard do I want to continue to collect? Um, like I'm not like walking away. I'm not like selling. I'm not like, but I mean, like I have a want list. I have all this stuff, and it's like, how much of it do I really need? How many comics do I really need? I enjoy reading them. I enjoy having them. But yeah, how much do I need? Like this cutting down to 15, and it's like, and I've been really enjoying reading independence in these kind of formats and hardbacks and in trades and like how much collecting do I really need to do and how much stuff do I really need to go back and get? So I don't know. I mean, I'm not like I haven't made any decisions or anything. It's just been something I've been thinking about. It's like, do I want to try to shift the way I do some stuff? Yeah, like his life can't just suck all the time. So here's the thing. My two favorite characters. Technically, Peter's probably third because it's technically Nightwing and Barbara. Dick and Babs are my two favorites, but Peter is third. And right now, everything that like I used to complain about the Nightwing book, particularly during the Rick Grayson stuff, about how they were treating him, how his life just sucked, and all that. Like everything I hated about that is not what they're doing right now. Like Nightwing is this positive. Like, does he have trials and tribulations? And there's somebody trying to kill him, and he's trying to figure it out. And him and Babs are trying to make it work. And like, his life's not easy; it's complicated, but it's fun. It's positive. It's somebody trying to do right, both as Dick Grayson and as Nightwing. He's got his life together, even though it's like this mess, and they just blew up his building, and like they literally just destroyed the place where he lives. And yet you don't feel like he's going to find a way through it. You feel like he's going to find a way through it. Like that's the kind of tone I want from Peter. There's the reason I love both characters. They're very similar characters to me. Like Peter's always had Parker luck, but he's always been very positive, very up about luck. I mean, like he's got his guilt. He has this guilt thing that's more so than Dick. Dick's always been more positive than Peter, but like um he's always had this personal guilt that he's dealt with, which is fine. Like you can still have that without having his life just be this dreary garbage time all the time. And like Tom Taylor's friendly neighborhood Spider-Man that they cut short after 15 issues or 13 issues or whatever it was. Like it's some of the best Spider-Man I've read in recent years. Like he got the tone. He made him part of his neighborhood. Like he really was part of that neighborhood. And people like he knew the people on the street by name and he was helping people and he was working with a cop and like he was doing things that you would think of as Spider-Man doing. And Marvel cut it off and Taylor ended up shipping Taylor off to something side thing. And then he got a gig with DC and he's gone. He's not even doing it. He's exclusive to DC now. And instead, they went with a super long Nick Spencer run that was not great. And now we're getting more BS. I'm not even like it's more of just like cutting back, not like, and just maybe I don't know. It's just how much do I really need? I'm not even close to like selling. That's not even like really on the table. Like other than stuff I like already plan to sell. But so Bad Bunny. I don't know what Bad Bunny is. I've seen people talk about Bad Bunny. I've never read Bad Bunny. I know nothing about Bad Bunny. so, um, yeah. I don't know. And the sad thing is they make it bad. Yeah. It's so yeah, it's just frustrating. Give a writer and let them go with something that's not I don't know. I just feel like we don't have to take a dump on Peter's head every other issue. But they feel like they need to. Um and it sucks and it frustrates me. So, all right, I've ranted most of this hour again about ASM like I did last week. So we're gonna stop. Maybe Marvel will do something. See, it's so, and so I need to like come clean about who I am. Like, and I didn't even talk about the other thing I watched. We might go long tonight. Fuck it. Um, uh, so like Breaking Bad. Everybody, it makes everybody's list of one of their favorite shows of all time. I made it part of the way into season 2 and I turned it off. It wasn't because the show was bad. It was because I didn't like any of the characters. I didn't like those people. I didn't care what happened to them. And at times, Marvel has made me care less about Peter, which is just like so hard to do. Yeah. You know, I don't even need I don't necessarily need one of the big names. I just want somebody who's good. And they put JR and the Zeb Wells person on it, and I don't know, Ryan North. Eventually, MJ wedding to this other guy that she's with now. I don't know. The whole thing just frustrates me. But one of the things I was going to talk about, so like my last 2 days especially, but started this Thursday night, is I started watching Winning Time. So this is not comic book related, but this is a whatever report. I don't know if any of you guys have watched Winning Time yet. I don't believe it's even slightly realistic. I mean, I think there's a lot of truth there. I think there's a lot of exaggeration. I've been through the whole 10 episode season in the last 72 hours, less than. And it was fantastic and entertaining. And so as a kid growing up in Missouri, like I had the Chiefs, I had the Royals. I did not have an NBA team. And I remember like falling in love with Magic and the Lakers and the way he played and the big, everything that, if you remember, you're growing up around that time, like Magic was my guy before later it became Jordan. But like, I was a huge Magic Johnson fan. It didn't hurt that my dad was a Celtic, was cheering for the Celtics during all those years. So my sister and I logically gravitated to the Lakers and, the more fun brand of basketball, in my opinion. Like now, as an older person, I appreciate Larry so much more than I did as a kid. I hated Larry Bird. I appreciate him so much more. What a fantastic player! But yeah, Star Trek: Strange New Worlds, interesting. I heard some good things about that. Yeah. So basically, it kind of feels like that. They're like, oh, they can't be together. And it's just so frustrating. Like, why? Why not? Why? I don't understand. Anyway, I enjoyed the heck out of it. Like I said, I don't put too much. I know, I do find it interesting. I know, Jerry West and several people have come out and said, are angry about how they're portrayed. I actually I know people are we're talking about the Jerry's kind of like a rage machine during the whole thing. In some ways, it gave me a newfound perspective. Like I don't think it's all true, and I think it's exaggerated and everything else. But like understanding how competitive Jerry was, like, and getting that idea, and like he'd always been like crushed. He'd always finished second. He always came up short, and like I would guess that it's not. While it's exaggerated, it's not actually that far from truth. That he was basically traumatized, like, um, and so like, and just seeing a lot of it, and I mean, clearly, like Adrian Brody as Pat Riley is great. Like, I just think the performances are great. I think it's super entertaining. As a kid who grew up loving that team, I think it gives you a different level of, I don't want to say insight, because again, I understand that a lot of this is exaggerated, but I also understand that a lot of it's probably based on reality, just heightened. And yeah, I just think I really enjoyed the heck out of it. So that was my last thing I was going to talk about. Was I wanted to talk about um, Winning Time. I thought it was great. I thought it was super entertaining. So yeah. Bird was savage. Yeah. I love the clip in the show. They do a clip because he used to do this crap. And it's like video, like you go on time and you see other players talk about him, like telling them what he was going to do and saying, "You can't stop me. I'm going to do this and shoot from, like, I'm going to go to the left thing, and then I'm going to hit the shot and beat you," and do it. Like, he was like still considered the greatest trash talker of all time. And then, like, I love, there's a little scene in the show where he's like talking to two of them. He's like, "I'm going to fake left, go right, and hit a 12-footer, right? Like, over both of you, and there's nothing you can do about it." And he does it, and he's like, "My bad, it was 13 feet." Like, he's running back down the floor. And it's just like, oh my God. But it's like, you hear this, like, if you go and watch, like, the actual stories are so much similar to that. It's just really good. So anyway, so that was something I did enjoy this week, that I did happen, that I wanted to at least mention briefly. Things coming up. I should get a Cash or Trash out tomorrow. Unless, I don't know. I should get it out. D&D tomorrow night. There's a CGC box with my name on it headed this way. Monday or Tuesday probably is when that'll happen. The Hick from French Lick, that is right. I'm talking about Winning Time Theory. I just started it Thursday night, and I finished it like 2 hours ago. And I thought it was fantastic. As a kid growing up, I loved Magic and the Lakers. That was my team as a little kid. And growing up in the 80s, and mostly like picked them because I thought A, they were more fun to watch, and B, because my dad was rooting for Larry Bird and the Celtics. And I grew up in an area where we didn't have a local team. Now I appreciate Larry a ton. Like, going back and thinking about how good he was, and like I think he's underappreciated in terms of the lists of all-time greats to this day. And I was talking about Winning Time, but I thought it was super entertaining. I understand that it's not reality, that it's all, a lot of it's exaggerated, but I thought it was really well done and super entertaining. So so things I got going on before I wrap this up this week. Like I said, Cash or Trash tomorrow, D&D tomorrow night. Sometime this week we got a CGC box with my name on it. Yeah, there you go. And then Wednesday we're kicking off Sandman on the Indie Show, so I am super looking forward to that. So yeah, peace out, my friend. Unruly, we are. I'm gonna hit the road, and maybe some point probably start reading on this, but I'm probably gonna start on Cash or Trash stuff too here for a few minutes. So, I gotta go watch the Bear Island video. I almost forgot about that. So, and with that, Later, everyone. Peace. And where's my thing? There it is. See you guys.